VM-02 bike. Let's see what we got on the inside. We need 1, 2 2s, 2 3s, a 4, an H, some toothpicks that we're going to have to cut in half. We need some candle wax, so I went and got a candle. And then we're going to need at least a rubber band. First, we're going to cut the toothpicks approximately in half. Next, it looks like we need to sand this here. Now, it doesn't look like we need to sand inside of the hole here. It looks like we will need to wax that eventually, but for now, I'm just going to sand this outside around all 3 of the holes indicated. Also, I'm using the orientation of part 1 based on the drawing in the instructions, where this hook part is off to the right and this part is to the left and above. Let's smooth that out. Okay. Next, we need to put some of the half toothpicks in. Looks like we need to go in this hole here, this one here. Use my tool here. This is a great tool for this. I've mentioned it before, but it's actually an IC puller for electronics, but it works very well for working on this kind of stuff because it's got that little bend in it, so you have a little bit of it, you can pry with it a little bit. Next, we're supposed to wax in there. So we'll get this apart. We'll get a little piece of paper. I'll get me a piece of wax off of here. Put that back in there. Well, this is kind of a bad wax to do this with. I think what we're going to do is just using that wax straight away. Seems to be a lot of hassle. What I decided to do was the wax in the candle was just tiny wax pellets that were pressed into the candle. So they just fell apart and got all over everything. So what I wound up doing was taking the wick out and just melting the wax down, pouring it into a mold, so that way it's harder, so I can get into these spots and put wax in here like it wants. Next, we're going to take number 4, put the 3s into the number 4, and it looks like I'm supposed to wax this. I'm supposed to put some wax on the back side. That goes on there like this. This one goes on here like this. Like that. The number 2 goes on here. It looks like one of the little half ones go through these holes here. flush. I don't know whether it needs to be, but that's what we did. And that piece looks like that. Next we take this H piece and it gets two of the toothpicks put in. Then we take the rubber band, and apparently it goes on here like this. It looks like it gets tied off. Okay, we're going to get this tie all started and then we'll adjust it. Okay. And then it says we cut this side off. Like that. We take the rubber band that we just made and take this piece with this sticking up. We're going to push this down from the top and then we're going to put the knot through this part, and then we're going to pull the knot that we made out so that it looks like that. The knot is right there, so it looks kind of like that. We're also supposed to put wax around here. Okay. Now, this okay, the goal here is this is going to be pulled over this and then put on top of this toothpick here, this one. And it's got to go in this hole here like this. So it's going to go here, like that. And then this is going to come down and over this toothpick, like that. Basically, it holds this piece down. It spring loads that piece, see? And show you a good close-up of it. See that? And then if we lift this up, you can see how the rubber band wraps around this toothpick there, like that. I presume we're going to need to get that out of the way of this, because I imagine there's going to be something in there. So there we go. Well, it looks pretty good. We need 3 2s, a 5, and 2 6s. So on this, we're supposed to sand these little bits here. Like we're supposed to put sand that side. We're going to sand the other side too, to just make sure. Okay. Next, from this side, we've got a 2 going on. And if you hold it with that side towards you like that, then the dots on the 2 will be towards you as well. And it'll look like that. See where the dots are on the 2 compared to the 5. Then the 6 goes on like this. See the notch towards me. Okay, and then another 2 goes on the end. Okay, and now we put another 6 on, which again goes on with the little notch on my side. Oh, it says that I should wax this as well. I guess that helps it slide on a little easier. I should have done that before. Okay. Next, this goes on. Does make it a bit easier having the wax on there. Let's see here. Okay. There we go. That's pretty close to even. So you can see the notches right here. There's that little notch there. And there, they're on the same side. So then, now it says we need to wax these outermost number 2s, which we'll do now. And this one here. Okay. Next, these go on with the notches these notches here in this direction. And it goes right under here. So what we're going to do is lift this up and put that in there. So that it fits into the notches. See the little notch there? It fits right in there. Seven, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. The 8, which is this piece, is supposed to be sanded here. Here. So we'll sand it over here too, just to make that better. Okay. We're also supposed to wax this in the top, the sides, same here. And it looks like, so in the picture it's this orientation when you look at the directions. Looks like this front side needs to be waxed possibly, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then we'll do the back side too. So 7 is also supposed to be sanded. And basically what I'm trying to do is get off these little marks here, and that's where it was attached to the piece of plywood. Okay, now we take this piece like this with this hole to the left, and it looks like this is going to go through here, and it's going to sit on there like this. And then we're going to put 9 in, like this. There's 9. Next is 10. 11. 12. 13. 14. 15. And then the last one is 16. And it's supposed to look like that. Seven, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 3 2s, 2 18s. So I need to wax this, which we've already done. I need to sand the inside and outside of this guy like we did before. Just to make it smooth so it's easier, it goes together easier. Okay. Put this through here. And then we're going to put on the 9. Ten, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. And that's how that looks when it's all together. And these do float in here. This piece here kind of floats in there. Same over here. Now, we need to wax 17. These need to be waxed as well. It shows up a little later, but I'm going to wax them now because I think it'll be a little easier. Make sure you don't get any wax on the edges, or at least get it off before you put that on, because it could prevent the pieces from sliding together. Okay, now we take 17 and we're going to put a 2 on it. Okay, the dots on the 2 should be towards the lighter, this is the darker brown, the lighter brown on the piece. So like that. And that one is going to go about halfway across. About there. Next, the 18 goes on. Does not look like that has a particular way to go on, other than it's oval. And it looks like it goes on there like that, with the longer part of the oval towards the brown section. That. Okay, and then the dots. Go like that. So it is offset a bit. This one should sit over the center, and these two shouldn't. So then as we hold this like this, it looks like the shorter, which they're calling the B side, goes in like this. And then on this side, we're going to put in the 18. Now, again, the oblong part goes to the brown. And the dots go towards the white part. Now, as you spin these, you'll notice these parts here go up and down. In fact, it says to test that, so it should look like, see how that's going up and down? It does the same thing on the other side. Now, this is going to fit into this section over here. The toothpick is going to go through this hole, and this one is going to go through this hole. So let's do that now. We'll start with the toothpick going in first, and then it goes in there like that. I'm going to take that off a second, and I'm going to put a little wax here and over here. That's on these flat surfaces, flat surface of the 18. And here, and the other side. And then also, I'm going to put a little bit right here. I think we put wax there earlier, but we'll put a little more. So then this, once again, goes in like that. And then we should be able to spin it, and we can. Two 20s, 21, 22, 23, 24. There's quite a bit of waxing and sanding here, so we're going to try to do all the sanding first. So it says to sand this. Okay. The other piece that needs to be sanded is 24. It wants to be sanded around the outside. On these tiny pieces, I find it's easier for me to hold the sandpaper still and kind of drag the piece over it. Okay, let's see. Just feeling the edges right there. Okay, that looks pretty good. Now, this piece is supposed to be waxed. Okay. These are supposed to be waxed. The inside is, now it says we need to watch how these pieces go on too. The 21 and the 23. Okay. This gets the inside. As you can see on 20 and 21, there's a side that's thin and a side that's, yeah, there's a thinner side, but then up here there's a side that's wider and a narrower side. So that's how we'll identify how that should go. And then this one, 24, should also be waxed. Okay, now we've got this one held here. A 20 needs to go on. A 21. And it looks like the wider side needs to go up. Then the gear. The gear looks like it should be placed there. There's two marks. We'll see whether that's right. I'm not quite sure that if it goes to the mark, it kind of slides around. So we'll have to check on that. So this one, the wider part looks like it's going up. And then we have to put on, oh, first we have to put on our other 20. And then the wider part up. And then the 22 goes on. So it does look like this goes over further to there. There's two little marks on there that it goes over to. Then we're supposed to take our half a toothpick and push it through. And only a little bit of it is supposed to stick out, just a tiny fraction. Cut that off. Something like that. If it's not quite right, we'll sand it to knock it back down a little bit. Okay. Next we get 3 rubber bands. And that's going to get pushed through this hole here. Let's see if we can do it this way. Okay, that's not working too well, so we'll just do them one at a time. One. That's 2 I got through. This third one's probably going to be a real bugger. We'll find out. That's 2. Probably should have tried to get all 3 of them in there at one time. Okay, we're going to hold these to prevent them from sliding through, and then we'll pull that third one through. Okay, we got about equal amounts on each side. And that looks pretty good there. So now this piece is going to go with the rubber bands up and down, and it looks like the wider part of these is going to go so the gear is going to slide through this hole, and this one is going to slide through here, and this lower one is going to slide through there. Looks like the wider ends are down. So like that. Okay, that one's in. And then, oop, it came out. And then this one will go in here, but the gear's got to slide down. I have that one on there wrong, apparently. Pull it off. Let's see here. Looks like I do have that on there wrong. The narrower side, this is the 123, I believe, with the one side that's real narrow and the other side that's not. The real narrow part needs to go towards here, and that is not how I have it. So that needs to come off, and I need to flip it around. So we'll take this out. Like that. That comes off. Then we're going to take this off, flip it around. Now it should be good. Put that on there like that. Put this back in here. if we can. I'm pretty sure we'll be able to do it. Like that. There we go. Now that looks better. So now we're going to put the wide end in down here. Sorry about the rubber bands getting in the way. See there, the wide end. This goes in here. Just put it in a little bit. And then this one is going to go down this way. Like that. That's going to go in there. And this needs to be slid down a bit. There. Now the wide end goes in here. Like that. Oh, it's not the wide end. I did have it. Oh no, there it is. The wide end goes there. We'll get that in a minute. That goes on there. This gear goes down here. And this goes in here. And that should spin in there a little bit. I'm going to put this back in. Now like that. And then rubber bands will come back like that. Okay. Nope. Next is 25. So this piece here is going to fit into this hole here. But before we do that, the rubber bands have to fit around this piece here. So one side of the rubber bands, we'll call this one, fit around this side. And the other side of the rubber bands will fit around the other side. And then this is supposed to fit in there, which is kind of interesting because that's pulling a bit of tension. Yeah. Wow, that feels like that could break. So be real careful with that one because that does feel like that could break at any minute. Get that. to be up like that. "26, 27, 28, 29, and 2 half toothpicks. So 27 and 29 go together with the half toothpicks. So according to the diagram, it's going to go on like this, with the flat side of the gear of this cog to the left. So we're going to put a toothpick in there. We're going to put a toothpick here. Make sure they're flush, at least for now. Then 27 goes, the toothpicks go through 27, like that, and then we got to get that flush there and that one flush there. Yep, feels pretty good. A little better. Yep. Now we get to cut these off. Okay, and then I'm going to sand that down a little bit just so that it's flat. The toothpick is flat. Yep. I'm going to do the other side real quick. Yep, that feels pretty good. Now 29 goes in from the gear side, and it should be flush with the gear. The top of it should be flush with the gear. Oop, I'm supposed to wax these sides a little bit. That's not supposed to sandpaper this side a little bit. Okay. Then it says to put some wax on it. I'm supposed to also wax this smaller roller, I guess that's what it is. Okay. I'm going to put this in here. Now, it's supposed to be flat. That, see how you can't see it? It's very flat, this part here. And that's how the directions show it. It can't, that, basically it's an axle. Can't stick up at all. I got mine flat, but I'm still going to go in with a little bit of sandpaper. Okay. Next, we're supposed to take the 26, and we should sandpaper here. 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 And we're supposed to, oh, sandpaper the other side as well. Okay, now we're going to put some wax in there. Okay, and we're going to hold it like this with this part off to the right. And this gear should fit in there like this, and that's going to go through this hole here. Put a little wax down, a little more wax here. Wax there, there, and do the same thing on this side. Okay, like that, and then this is going to go through here, like that. Are the gears facing in the right direction? Yes, it says pay attention to this. Oh, we're supposed to wax these as well. It says to wax the inside. And then we're supposed to wax these gears. And this comes up from the bottom like this. Like that. It says we need to make two A1s. An A1 consists of a 31, which is here and here, 4 30s, which is here and here. We're going to need a 52 and 4 30s, 32 and 132, and a 53. So we're going to put these on with the tool that they provided, the tool that's labeled as H. So what we're going to do is get that started, and then we're going to use this tool to push it down. Now it's got to be flat on the sides, or this piece has to be flat with the sides. Okay. And we put these all the way around. Do the next one. So these aren't quite flat. They're supposed to be, as you can see, some of them are a little off. So what I'm going to do is take a surface and push it down like that. That should flatten them out. And then I'm going to push them in again just to make sure they're in. We'll do the next one. These would be almost impossible without this little tool. That one's way off. Okay, no. Okay, that should be it on those. Next, we're supposed to wax this part. And an A1 goes on there. Okay. Next, the 52 goes on, and it's going to go on in the same, with the spikes going out at the same location. And then the 53 goes on with a little notch in the same direction, or opposite, like it's going to go in there. See where the hole is? The notch is going to go align with the brown side of that one. I don't know whether that's important, but that's what they show in the picture. Okay. Next, we get this piece. We get this piece, and it's going to go through here. Like that. Then this is going to go down on top of here. Okay, now we got to fit all this together. So that's going to go through. I'm going to pull down here. That's going to go in here. This is going to go. It has to go into here. Just try to align it all up. Okay. Next, we've got to get this into here, but this is getting in the way. This one is a little off. Okay. Just going to work our way from this side to the other side with each one of these. Okay. And I think that's got it. Better check them again. That one snapped in a little better. And that's what it looks like. It's kind of hard to put on, but it is doable. I'm going to check to see if we need to cut that off. Probably at some point we will. Need the A1 253s and one of the black rubber bands. So it appears that this toothpick can be cut flush. This one needs to be cut about 2 millimeters up from the base. So we're going to cut this one. And then we're going to cut this one about 2 millimeters. Let's turn that a little bit. think I've cut it a little long, but that's okay. We'll work that out later. If I gotta sand it a little bit, I can. Okay, now we put on the A1. Like this. I'm going to put some wax down here just a little bit. Okay, and we put this on. Like that. Then we put on the two 53s. Then we take the rubber band and we're going to stretch it from here. Let's put it around this one here first. The innermost, and it's also the smallest. And then it fits like that. So it does clear this. And that's what it looks like from the bottom. And as you can see, as you spin this, that twists the rubber band here. So you're going to want to make sure that these are in there good and solid. I guess that's sort of a kickstand. I have that in there wrong. That's in there wrong. I didn't pay attention. Let's see here. I might be able to get that, fix it out. Okay. That was kind of a pain to put in there, so yeah, you got that wrong. This should be on the other side. we're going to try to get this back together. Okay. Okay, we got that fixed. Everything tightened back down. I loosened everything up because I made a stupid mistake. Okay. Now we can put our rubber band back on. Now that's why you should always double check the parts before they go on. I didn't think I was going to be able to do that. We need 2 half toothpicks, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38. So we're sticking the toothpicks through this piece from the back side. This is off to the right. It looks like we need to wax the toothpicks. And then we need to wax this part here. Okay. These pieces need to be waxed as well. Now we've got to pay attention to the orientation of these pieces because they're not symmetric. So this piece is held like this, and these come in through the back. Okay. Next, this piece comes in. That one looks symmetrical. It comes like that, goes like that, and we're going to push those back through. And then this piece looks symmetrical as well. And we cut these off. So it looks like this. Next, we take this piece. This gets held like this, and it looks like this. You can see there's a little mark down here at the bottom. Right there. This lowest one needs to be on the same side as this, and it's going to go on there like this. That's how that goes. Next, we're going to take 37 goes into the bottom. It goes on next like this. Nope, that's 38. This one is 37. It's going to go into the bottom like this. And that's not fully in there yet. Okay, and then 38 is next. And it's going to go on like that into that hole. Two half toothpicks, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, and 51. It says the half toothpicks need to be waxed. Now I think we'll just wax each of these as we pick them up. So 39 goes on next, and it says to wax this piece here. And 39 is going to go on like this. Next one to go on will be 40. Next is 41. Hmm, 42. $43. I think this one is 44. $45. $46. 47. And 48. Next, we put the toothpicks in. Make sure the back side has wax on. We'll go down in there just a little bit, not a lot. Next goes 49. And 50. This piece goes into here. Like that. And then these two get cut off. We need 3 54s. We're going to need this and this. It says that we should wax these pieces up here. Then this piece, these pieces here, there, go up into these 4 holes here. Kind of rocking it down in there. And there it is. Now it says these 3 pieces, these 54s go here, 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 and here. Now it looks like they go with this piece here, this concave part should face up. I'm going to do this one first because I think that one, I need to get to that one first. That barely misses. Right there. And down here. The last one goes in down here. So check that to make sure that they miss. Three full-length toothpicks, 55 and 3 56s. So the orientation is like this. The 55 is going to go here into this spot and this spot here. Now, you need to pay attention to how it goes on because I've messed this up before. So it does not go that way. It goes this way. So in the picture, it's positioned like this, and this goes on there like that. Oh. Says to wax these here. Like that. I'm going to put a little wax on here too. Okay. Is orientation right? Yes. Well, the wax did make that much easier. And that goes on there like that. Now, we put a toothpick through this top hole here and out the other side. Oop! Said to wax the toothpicks first. We seem to be forgetting that. And that seems to indicate, looking ahead a little bit, all three toothpicks need to be waxed. Okay, now we're going to put the toothpick in here. It's going to go in the center hole here. However, it's got to go through these pieces as well, because these three pieces fit inside of here like this. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to align these, and this curved part goes towards this part, to the front, not to the to the back, I guess, to the back, and we're going to go for, we're trying to get it through this hole here. So we're going to put that there, and we're going to push this through, trying to align them all. like that. The next toothpick we're going to put in is this one in the back. So lift these up to align all those holes, and watch you don't, it says we can cut that one off. I think I'm going to cut that off before I put that in, otherwise I'm going to stab myself with that toothpick. Okay, now we're going to put this one in. Part way through, so we'll just let it go there because we'll have to see if we cut that off or not. And then this one, this third one, goes in this hole through to that one. Doesn't look like there's anything that splits that, so. Okay. $257s, $258s, 59 and 60. Now 59 is of course asymmetric, so we need to pay attention to how that goes on. 57 has this sharper end that goes towards this sharp end here. So we put one on each side first. $57 and $57. $59. Again, the same thing. The sharp end goes towards presumably the back of this bike. And then this side. And I have the orientation in the picture is the same as how I'm looking at it, the bike now. So then this piece goes with this part sticking up. And it looks like it goes through only this one. Like that. And then looking ahead, it looks like it's going to go in here as well. They really don't have a very good picture of that. But that's how it appears. Not this one. This one. Goes on there like that. And then down into here. Be real careful with that because you don't want to break that back off. You don't want to break that off. I'm just trying to get it seated all the way down. Like that. So I think it's going to look like that. See how that's fitted in there? and off to this one. At this point, it says we can cut the back one here, but leave this one the way it is. Leave that toothpick. Don't cut that one yet. So we're going to cut this one. And we're going to cut this one. And then this goes on the back. There's a part that's got like printing on it, and then the other side does not. So the part with the printing on it should go out the back. And that goes right in here. Let's see here. I don't think I had it centered very well. There. Two toothpicks, 61, two 62s, 63, 64, 65, two 66s, two 67s, a 68, and a 2. So it looks like we're supposed to wax the end of the 62s. We're supposed to wax on the 63, we're supposed to wax these. And that looks like all the parts that we need to wax. So we have our 61, and these guys go, so the dots at the top and the bottom, and these guys go into these like this, where the concave part is towards the dot. See how that's concave there, and that's the concave goes towards the dot. And then the same thing on the bottom one. The concave part goes towards the dot. Next, 63 comes in from this side, like this. And that gets pushed in there. I'm wiggling it just ever so slightly. There, now it's seated. Okay. Next, the 64 goes on. And that's going to go on the side with the concave parts. And that's going to go in there like this. Like that. And that looks like that. Next we got the 65. The writing is towards us. And we're going to put the toothpicks in from the back side. And we're just going to put them in so that they're across the widest part of the toothpick goes into them. Like that. Because we're going to be adding a bunch of things on this side. So now we need a 66. Then we need a 67. Next, we need to put this piece on. So I got the writing here, and this piece goes with the 64 towards us, like this. Then we need the 67. The 66, and then the 68. And when you put the 68 on, make sure the text is to the outside so that way it can be read. And then the last thing that goes on is the number 2. Now, it says that we can trim these, and I think I'm going to do that before I put that number 2 on. That way I'm not going to impale myself with the toothpick. And then it says the 2 goes out here. Like that. One of the tires. Two 69s, 170, 430s, 3 2s, and a 59. It looks like we should hold this like this, have that be there. This side gets waxed. And I think this is a 2 on here that we're waxing the outside of this here. And then it says also to wax the inside of this. We'll put a bit of wax on the outside too. Then the 69 gets clipped into here. So that's really kind of hard to get to. I'm kind of using my thumbnail on the back and pushing it through with my finger, like that. When it's done, it looks like that. Next, we need to put these on this 30s onto the 70. These kind of hurt your fingers. Now we've got that, and then it says one of the two should be waxed on the outside. But before we put those on, it says that we can clip the toothpick on this side, but not that side. Leave that side as it is, because this already has everything needed to hold the wheel axle. Okay. Now this goes on here. And that's going to go on here. The number 2 is going to go on the outside of that. Okay. Next we put on the rubber band. Now the rubber band kind of threads through here, right here. Let me try this angle better. Now this needs to be on the inside of, there's this hole here. It needs to go through this hole because there's something else going to attach here. Okay. Next, we have to put this piece on, and it says we need to wax the inside there, and then we'll wax the outside. Now, this hole is going to go onto this toothpick. This part is going to go here, which is going to cover that rubber band. And the larger hole here is going to go over this axle. The 69 goes down through here. And have it so that the printed part faces out. I'm going to cut this piece off because it says we're done with it, and I don't want to jab it into my finger. That was kind of hard to put on there. And then the two twos, one's going to go on here. And remember the dots, it seems to work better if they go towards the tan side of the wood instead of the brown side. It just seems to go on easier. '71, '72, '73, '74, '75, '76, '77, '78. We also are going to need a toothpick that's been cut down. Now, this kit doesn't seem to have, it seems to be short some toothpicks, but your household toothpick should be fine, which is what I went and got. So the toothpick that gets put into 78, it wants to use this tool. This I think was H. I can't remember what the letter is on it, but this toothpick slides in and you'll hold it and then it gets cut off there. And then this is the piece you want, the piece that fit into there. So we're going to put on 71 first, which goes back here. It does say to wax the pieces we just put on. Okay, put this piece on, 71, goes towards the back of the bike. Okay, let's see here. I'm supporting when I press. I'm holding here and here. I'm not using the wheel at all because that'll cause it to break. Like that. Next is 72, which is the small one that goes in here. Again, I'm trying to not use the wheel to hold this, which is something you really want to. It's just there to do it to, but you can't. We'll try to get that in there first. Now we put in the next one. And then this one up here. As I went along, they did seem to go in a little easier. So that's good. So now this piece goes on the side. Notice the lettering should be readable from the side of the bike like that. So this part is more to the bottom. And these three holes are going to fit on these three stands. And as always with these, you just kind of get them a little bit started. And then got to line these up. And that's on. Okay, next we're going to put this. 76 is going to go on next. And that goes on the here. There's nothing on it, so put that there. Next, we're going to put this, there's the printed side, and we're going to put this into there from the printed side, and you're going to push it through till it just starts, is flush with the back, basically, is what we want. You can that Yeah, it'll fit on there. Yep, fit on there. It actually moves. Okay. Next is this piece, and that's going to slide into this hole on this. That is pretty hard to get on. Okay, I think that got it. Okay, 79, 80, and 81. And it says that all of these need to be waxed. And then up here too, it says. Yeah. Okay, now this piece with it pointing this way is supposed to fit in here. So this piece here is supposed to fit on here, on the inside of there. We're going to see how well this goes. Okay. Okay, let's see. It might be all the way in. Or not. I don't think that's all the way in yet. Okay, maybe it was all the way in. Yeah, I think it is. So that looks good there. Like that. The next piece comes in from the back side, like this, and goes in. So this one, this side here, is going to go into here. Same kind of thing. Only this one's going to be even tougher. I get it from the back bottom. Wow, that is tough. Put a little wax on here. I'm putting it on this piece here as best I can. I'll get one side of it. Oop. I don't know if you can see it moving, but I did get it on, but I had to use this tool to do it. So it should look like that. And then this piece fits here, and then so this part's going to go here, and then this part's going to go down here. So this is all probably going to come apart really easily. So that's really not going to work. Well, let's put it together. Maybe I'll have more room when that's together. That's not in there. Oops. Darn it, that came out. I'll have to put that back in. Okay, that's better. So that fits in there. It's a tight fit. And then this goes up here. Like that. That piece just popped out. Okay. That did not go on there all that easily. 82, 83. It says again, wax this, where we're going to be putting it in there. And then this here. It doesn't say to wax this one, however. So this little piece is going to go in this little notch, and then it's going to wind up in this little notch. So let's go ahead and put that in. I'll support the bottom of it with my finger. Let me see if I can do this so you can see it better. There. And I'm going to put that on there. Like that. And that just went right down in there. So this is going to fit in here like this. So we're going to try to get this side in first, because as you can see, putting this in first, I don't have any room up here to slide it. So what we're going to do is slide this down, and that should slide into there. So let's take this. So we can do it this way. And so we'll go like this onto here. It's not on there yet. Okay, I guess it is. Oh, that came off on the inside. Not surprising. Well, let's just do this. I know where it goes, so I'm going to take it out and put these together. There. This gives me a little more room to work with it. Then we'll put this back in here and put that on. Okay, so then that goes in there, which we've got that, and then this slides. Once you got that, this will slide down into here. Like that. $65, $84, $68, and $285s. Now we take the half toothpicks and we're going to put them in from the text side. Like that. Next goes on, we're going to put 2 toothpicks through one of the 85s. And for this, you're going to want oh, it's got text on both sides, so there's no need to, or at least it's got stuff on both sides, so. So we're going to put let's put the 85 onto the 84 first, like that. Then we're going to take the 65 and put that onto the 84, like that. Next, the 80 or the 68 make sure the text side is towards the outside so it's readable. That goes on there like this. And we're going to push that one back through because it came out a little bit. Now, as soon as we're done, it looks like we can cut these. So what I want to do is cut the outer ones off, but only the outer ones. And then we'll put the other 85 on. Just trying to reduce my chances of getting stabbed by a toothpick. And then we can cut these off too. That'll eventually become the front wheel. 2 half toothpicks, 86, 87, 3 2s, 3 88s, and an 89. It says that we should sand the 87 says we should wax the ends of the 87. We should put the 87 into the 86, and it's the unprinted side. See how that's printed there? I'm going to put it into the unprinted side. Like that. Then we're going to put the twos on, and the dots go on the sides again with the tan color. They slide on fairly easily. Then we're going to put the toothpicks it says to put them in from the printed side all the way through, and we're going to push those all the way through there. And when you're doing that, again, make sure you don't put the toothpicks into your thumb. Okay, we should wax these here. It's basically the axle for the wheel. There's one side that's longer than the other. So from here to here is longer than from here to here. So as we put these on, put these so as we put these on, the shorter side needs to be towards this side over here. So that's going to go in there like this. the shorter side again. Will be towards the front. And again, the shorter side should be towards the front, like that. The wheel, we've already waxed this. Do it again just to make sure. Goes like that, and then the wheel goes on there. Okay, so I'm going to do a little bit of sanding because I can feel it catching on that toothpick. So we're going to want the wheel to go like this. I have the arrows pointing in the direction of rotation. Okay, we've got a few more places to sand. I'm going to just, and we'll sand this side because these are now catching. It does take away the color, so just be aware of that. Okay. See how that fits on there. I'm going to spin it better. Now, this slides on. This goes on. This part goes onto the toothpicks. This will get pressed onto there. Okay, that a little too far. Okay, that works pretty well. And then we can cut these off. Half a toothpick, a 2, a 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, and 97. So we're going to get the 91 and the 90, the 91 and the 90, and the 92 goes up from the bottom. that. The A2 goes on top of that. Yep, it says I should have waxed this too. Would have made it easier. There's that. Next is the 90, and I need to wax that. And that's this, I'm waxing this and this side. Okay. That is going to go into this lower notches here like this. Okay, and that looks like that. Next, I'm supposed to wax this. This goes up through here like that. Oh, it's supposed to go up through there. Supposed to come up from the bottom, but I'm just trying to see if I can get it to work at all. And it does. It's just real stiff. And then I take the 93, and that goes into here. Okay, now I take my cutoff and I put that into the 94. The 95, the printed parts there will go down. No, yeah, because it's like that. So the printed parts will go like that. then the 97, I'm sorry, the 96. Then the 97. And then I can cut this one off. '98 and '99. 98 and 99. We're supposed to wax this part here again. Oh, that's this piece is going to fit into here, right here, like this. Well, and that's how that should look. This slides into here, into the front side, into these openings here. Okay. And the handlebars are going to slide into this top part. Like that. And then this is supposed to slide right into here. We'll see how that goes. Well, it's hard to get a decent grip on it. Outside. Okay, they were a little hard to get started, but usually on those, once you get them started, they're fine. And there it is. This goes up like that and sets in there. Initially I had this in there backwards, but I don't think it really would have mattered now that I see it in action. That turns. And I guess you're supposed to be able to, you're winding the rubber band in there. And then I guess I should be able to put this down, and it turns. Now it's probably going to take a few tries to get it to run well, because it's got to smooth out and get the wax that's been put on there spread out. And you can see it's you know, as I use it, the parts will wear in and it will run better.